Before I lay me down, let's get this off my chest first. Excerpt of my life, I call it my next verse. I'm stressed, keep it in perspective. I'm an expert about this Northwest way of life. Hey, it could end worse.
Welcome in, everybody. We are back. This is an episode of UpLeft State of Mind. This is the podcast where it's okay to not be okay. It's the show that unpacks the pressure, the pain, and the process from mental health struggles to finding your identity, the healing process, and even ways that we can grow as individuals. There's no filters. There's no fluff. It's just raw conversations with people who are learning how to hold everything or how to let it all go. I'm your host, Rizzle, and whether you're tuned in from somewhere inside the Pacific Northwest or anywhere else, this is your safe space. This is a place that you can breathe and a place that you can remember that it's okay to not be okay. This is UpLeft State of Mind. So let's get into it. I would like to take a second to just kind of do a self-check. It's going to be something that I do at the beginning of every episode. What's up, your boy B? We already got people in chat. Yeah, I'm checking them levels, man. I'm checking them levels. We had some technical difficulties last time, so we got it fixed though. We got it fixed this time. So before I bring my guest in, I'm going to do a self-check. Kind of reflect on how I'm feeling. I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm kind of stressed out about my trip coming up. We're going to Vegas next week, and it's going to be a lot of driving, a lot of money, and travel's always stressful. But I'm just trying to remember that we're doing it to have fun. We're doing it to go and celebrate my daughter's 21st, and we're doing it to celebrate my 40th birthday, my anniversary, me and my wife. And so, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm trying to just keep the anxiety, settled and thinking positive. So yeah, that's that. Got that under control for the most part. So yeah, we're feeling good. We're pumped about the episode today. We're pumped about the traction we're getting with this podcast. I'd like to just say thank you to all the new subscribers. You guys are awesome. We're really kind of getting the numbers up as we go. So that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, B, I'll see you soon. I'll see you in a couple days. But yeah, without any further ado, I'd like to bring in my guest for today. This guy is, he's all about the community. He's all about giving back. He's a family man. He's a great friend of mine, and he's not afraid to do what it takes to make a difference. And I feel like that's really what we need more in this world is we need difference makers. And that's what we got here. So I'd like everybody to welcome in KenRod Johnson.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
how's it going, guys? What's
Good,
up,
man. Good. Let me get your camera on here. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Still learning
there we go.
Still learning the layout and everything of this restream. So cool. Yeah, man. Let's get can we get a quick mic check in the chat? B, if you could say what's up, Kenny, and maybe we can get some feedback in the chat real quick.
Yeah, hey, hear me, guys? Just get a mic check on me there.
Yep. I think we're good, man. I think we're good. So first of all, how you doing today, man? What are you out doing? I see you're in your car. Thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Out in Lebanon right now, trying not to fry. Down with my wife's family here in Lebanon. There's one of our family members turning 80 today, so we are celebrating her birthday. It was kind of a surprise thing, so yeah, just enjoying the day down here.
Cool, man. Cool. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your history with community work and just kind of the things that you've been doing to give back?
Yeah, so I've been working with nonprofits. I haven't worked lately with nonprofits, but for the past 3 or 4 years, I've worked with nonprofits voluntarily and career-wise. Nonprofits I worked for career-wise, I know I did a lot of donations where people they give you donations basically for free, and then you can raffle them off and make money off them for the nonprofit, as long as it goes to the nonprofit, and it make money for them, and it's not for anything else, right? One year, I made $63,000 for them, and it was just me and 2 other members, and it was just nice. It was just amazing, you know what I mean? And then I voluntarily sometimes, help this nonprofit down here in Sweet Home. They don't really have much, a lot of elderly people, and they're kind of on the lower end of the nonprofit, so I'm trying to kind of raise the bar for them, because it's a small town, small community, and every little bit of help counts, right? So yeah,
That's awesome, man. So what originally made you want to get into doing that sort of thing? It's not, I mean, you don't go outside and just find everybody doing stuff to give back to the community. It takes a special kind of person. So what inspired you to get going with that?
well, I started doing marketing, and that kind of like broadened the spectrum. I don't know, I kind of was the face for different people. I was the face for the company. I just been the face for different companies, and being the voice, and the voice for the voiceless, for to say, you know what I mean? And being the community engager, the public relation guy, the person that ain't scared to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And make anybody laugh or anybody smile, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I kind of got into that, and then it just went from there and just took off from there. And I don't know, I just love helping the community.
Yeah. Cool. That's awesome, man. So let's talk about, I know you mentioned raising like $63,000 for a nonprofit. That's an amazing thing. Would you say that's your most proudest accomplishment as far as things you've done with the community, or do you have something else that you're more proud of? Or
I just like helping people, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there was, when I needed help, there was always somebody to help me. And there's, what better ways to give to the community, for the free help that was given to me, and what better ways to give back. And like, that's why, when I seen you doing this thing here coming up, I was super stoked, because, giving back to the community, school supplies, whether it's like giving to the homeless, like indigent packs, or like the people that are less fortunate. There's a lot of less fortunate people out there, and everybody deserves like a second chance and a clean and food. And I don't know, man. I don't know, it's heavy on me, and I don't know.
That's beautiful, man. I really admire you for that. You don't find that all the time, where you have somebody that's just so honest and sincere about the motives behind what they're doing, and I just much respect, man. That's such a beautiful thing.
And it's not even just even like career wise, even voluntarily. I mean, like, even at home, I mean, me and my wife will be, we'll cook extra food and be like, you know what, this person's probably hungry, let's go feed them. And a lot of time it's the elderly people, or the people that may or may not, but we cook too much food, and we eat too much leftovers, and we don't want it sitting in the fridge. Here, let's feed some more people. And I don't know, that's what it's all about to me.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. Now I want to kind of keep talking about did you did a little time with Provoking Hope in McMinnville?
Yes.
Yeah. You talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I went from being basically an assistant helper for chief financial officer, and then the utilization manager. And basically what I did for them is finances and all that stuff, and kind of basically figure out the company, whether it's like Narcan and the addiction and the people coming in and out of the place, and then the finances, payroll, and then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna move you. Let's move you to a different spot, right? And I'm like, oh, there's that uncomfortability, and so me to a marketing manager, and yeah, so that's where I was super uncomfortable, and that's where my anxiety kicked in, and you know, the uncomfortability, you know, that's what me kind of, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, but I was super uncomfortable, and I said, well, is this where my higher power wants me? This is where he wants me. So I just sent it, right? And I know I kind of flourished in it, and yeah, I mean,
That's awesome. So it's really kind of a testament to what can be accomplished if you just step outside your comfort zone. And I mean, I have a little thing on my monitor right in front of me that says there are no shortcuts to any place worth going. And that's kind of this, you know, it takes hard work, and it takes being uncomfortable, and it takes, you know, putting yourself out there to try to make a difference. And I feel like you're just like an example of what can happen when you try to do good. You know, it's really awesome, man.
I mean, and same to you, Ryan. It was like, it's the same thing. I mean, what you're doing, I mean, with this podcast and what you're doing for the community. I mean, you got to put yourself out there. You know, some people are going to, and some people are going to say nay, but you know what? That's that perseverance of that push, and
right?
That's all that matters.
I've experienced that a bunch with doing this give back in September, and going out there and trying to find sponsors. And you know, it's tough because I've reached out to a lot of people, and it's not tough that people say no. It's tough to reach out to people that I know on a personal level about something business related, because I don't want them to feel pressure or to feel like I will have, you know, hard feelings or something towards them if they say no, you know what I mean? But it's I have to get out there, and I have to ask, and I have to, you know, show them what we're doing, and it's just part of taking risks, and you know, good things will happen if you get out there and try to do something, you know.
Well, yeah. So basically, you're doing the same thing that I was doing, man. You're myself, and what's really hard is the word no, right? So, and asking for money, that's the hardest part. And asking for money, and making sure people trust you that that's what it's going to go, right? And so, and once they see that happening, and that it's going to a good cause, you'll get that trust, and you'll gain that experience and that trust, and people keep doing it. And that's all that matters, man.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was, it's funny because, you know, I just went out there and I'm like, look, I'm looking for sponsors for this event. It's $100 to be a sponsor for your business. And, and, you know, a lot of what I encountered was, that's really awesome. But like, who are you? Why are you asking for my, why are you asking for my money? You know? And like, so I totally get that. And as we build on this movement of my give back and the things that we can do for the community going forward with that specific thing, I think that we will gain some more traction. And we just got, they put us on the, shout out to you for reaching out to the newspaper, but they contacted me, and we're getting on the community events calendar. And so and that's
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. And that's all that's what it's about, is just taking risks and just trying to get out there and put yourself out to make a difference. And you know, it takes a village, and I'm blessed to have people like you, and people like people helping people in the chat right now.
What's up, Alex?
Man, let's tap in with chat for a second. People helping people says, what up, Kenny Rizzle, your boy B, excited for this show. The volume on that soundboard is too hot.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
Hey,
that Oregon landscaper says his video is lagging. Is the audio good? That's actually me, but nobody answered me, so I'm gonna ask that again. Because your video is lagging a little bit, but I'm pretty sure the audio's good. So we're good, man. Your boy B says, my guy Alexander, what up, bruh? Old Man Burger, thank you for tuning in. Gary, hi there, everyone. How's it going? It's going good, man. That's one of my Discord buddies that I play Call of Duty with. Great guy.
Cool,
Great bunch of dudes over there. People helping people. What's up, B? Old Man Burger, welcome in. Life is beautiful, man. Excited for this show. Oregon landscaper, legend in the house. Yes. People helping people also says, like the video. Damn it. The heart's in the way. Let's get the algorithm to play in favor of people making a difference. Yeah, man. That's what it's all about, too. If you guys haven't checked out People Helping People, go check that out. People Helping People live on YouTube is such a great thing that's going on over there. He's Alexander J's over there just giving people their flowers, man. And it's a beautiful thing to see people taking the time out of their day to appreciate things that other people are doing, you know? So, all right. We've talked about giving back a little bit. I just want to touch on one more. Is it something that, have you noticed that giving back or some of the things that you've done? I know we talked about it's not really you don't really have a proudest moment, but it is a rewarding thing. And so has knowing that you make a difference or that you do things that can help people, does that do anything for your mental health?
Yeah. So let's go. I'm gonna dive a little bit into that real quick. So I suffer from, so I didn't know that I had a mental health issue, right? You know, you don't really notice things until people kind of like tell you you've got a problem. And so I watched my wife struggle with it for a long time. She struggles with anxiety. She's bipolar. And so, you know, and for a long time I didn't understand, you know, and I, you know, for long ago, I struggled with addiction. And so I didn't know what was wrong with myself. I know there was bits and pieces of my adulthood that you know, stuff was going on with me, but I didn't really quite know what it was. And so I got the addiction thing under control, you know, but there's still, you know, anger issues. I was having mood swings, you know, negative images of myself, you know, my relationships, I didn't really quite have the healthy relationships. You know, I had social isolation. And so like just recently I myself in and got myself a mental health worker for myself because, you know, I stepped my pride and just like, you know, what's going on with me. And
we got it.
Yeah. So prideful self went in and I, you know, I got that assessment and I suffer from a complex PTSD and anxiety, and complex PTSD is basically everything I just told you about, the mood swings and anger and all that. A lot of it stems from my childhood. I didn't really have the best of childhood, you know, in and of homes, you know, just you know, like just neglect. And I know my mom and my dad did the best they can. My dad left my mom. We were stuck with my mom, and so she did the best she could. But still, you know, there was addiction issues, and so I grew up in that, and so you know, and your brain tends to, as you get older, and so I blocked that all the, you know, I blocked and I didn't know I had a problem, right? I didn't know that all that made me feel that way, you know. And in my sessions, you know, I'm like, oh, so I'm being the person, the adult, out looking inside, being why am I being the person I am today? And I'm finding out this is the reason why I'm being the person I am today is because my childhood memories is affecting my adulthood life. And so so what I would say to people, if anybody, you know, has those issues or, you know, or had those thought processes, you know, don't be afraid to check yourself in, and because there may be something that you don't know what's going on upstairs mentally, you know. So
That's huge, man. I'm super happy to hear that you're finding answers, because so many people, I feel, live life just like you said. They normalize just the way that they are. They normalize what's going on, and they don't even really think that getting help is an option, or that getting help is something that is even that even exists, because they don't know there's a problem, and so it's really great to hear it firsthand from somebody that has recognized that, and that has gone and got help, and that now is encouraging others to also just kind of pay attention to what's going on inside themselves, and if you feel like you're struggling, like, seriously, go and talk to somebody.
Do it before you have a mental breakdown. I mean, really, like, I don't know, man. It took me a long time to act, and really, I don't like sitting on here and telling everybody this, but like it's uncomfortable. But I know this is freedom. This sets some type of in my soul, and so this is what I need to do.
And that's one thing that I'm really trying to push with this podcast, is that it is okay to not be okay. There's such a stigma, I think, where people try to be okay, not just men, not just a tough guy thing, not just trying to be, big and bad because you're a dude, but people in general just, I think, try to pretend that everything's okay all the time. And if they are feeling some kind of way, they just push it down and just keep going. And I think that that's really important to realize when you are doing that, and find some answers, or find an outlet or something to get those feelings out,
I know you asked me a couple questions about like what has like some of the stuff has been doing for me mentally, about like, releasing some of this stuff when it comes to like helping the community. And I did write down like, for me, giving back to the communities gives a sense of purpose. It reduces stress and improves my mood. It also gives me social connections and community involvement, right? It gives me a self-esteem boost, self-worth, and self-confidence. It gives me perspective, which has broader perspective on others in life. So that's what it's done for me. So when it comes to help,
that's awesome. That's great, because it really, the community part, being connected to the community is so huge. And I don't think enough people not enough people reach out and or even look outside and see what's going on. They just kind of do their own thing. And I've been victim to that myself. It just, I go to work and I come home and I just look down, and, I'm not really focused on what's going on, around me in the community and stuff. And so that's one thing that I've been trying to improve on myself, and so to hear that others are seeking that as well, or they are feeling that sort of gratification is cool. We got a question for you in the chat from your boy B. He says, question for Kenny: how people find you if they want to donate? Social media, Cash App, Venmo. So yeah, are you currently working with any organizations where you're collecting stuff, or anything like that?
No, actually not at the time. I'm not donating. If I were to have anybody that I donate, it would be your give back for the community, for our school, or the Gleaners down here in Sweet Home. So right now, those are the ones that I'm actually really interested in. I'm not involved with any of any nonprofits besides what you're doing right now, Rizzle, and also the Gleaners down in Sweet Home, which is actually a food bank.
Okay.
It helps people. Basically, what happens is they go around every week, once to 3 times a week, and they gather food. They bring it back, and they feed the town, the Sweet Home, the less needy.
Okay.
So, and then
cool.
they have like burger events. they have burger events and at fishing derbies and all that stuff that they try to raise money to, you know, help pay the rent there and stuff. So, but if anybody wants to help, man, help Rizzle out here. That's actually brought me and your boy on, and you know, or the Gleaners down there in Sweet Home, Oregon.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will put links to both of those. I'll get donation links for both of those things, and then we'll throw them in the description of the YouTube video when it's up. And then if people want to check either of those things out, they can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit. I'm going to switch gears here a little and talk kind of more about the struggle side of mental health. You talked about the anxiety part and stuff like that. What do you really, what are you facing? I mean, you know, for me, it's depression, it's panic disorder, it's anxiety, you know, some PTSD from my panic attacks. I feel like is a real issue for me. What are some of the things that you deal with, you know?
Yeah, I do similar stuff. PTSD definitely. Well, that's I think it just came to head that's what I'm dealing with. But anxiety, definitely anxiety for and the type of anxiety, I know there's different types, and I don't really know what type of anxiety I have. But so my anxiety is the feeling of being trapped and not being able to get out. So I don't know what type of anxiety that is, but it's like not being able to escape wherever. That's the type of anxiety I deal with. And then the PTSD is just the little kid inside of me trying to keep him under control, and he doesn't have to be in control no more. I have to be in control as an adult. And so that's what on a daily basis, because little me wants to be on the defensive side and wants to be wants to be in control and is hurt, right? And so right now I'm just trying to fix those areas and know, like, lashing out, or if I'm angry for no reason, or if I'm or if I'm, if something's going on where I'm like just isolating or whatever. It could be something that's happened to me in my past that's maybe affecting it, and I need to recognize that and like just take a step out of the box and look at that, and and then say, hey, the adult Kenny's got this. The child Kenny can just chill. Kenny's got this, right? So yeah.
That's you kind of led right into my next question was when you do find yourself struggling, what kind of tools do you use to right the ship? And I think that's huge, is just telling yourself it's so admirable that you've realized so many different things about, you're so aware of your mental health, and it's cool that like you're like, I know, like, this is what I have to do, and this is what and yeah.
Well, it's just crazy though, Rose. That's because, like, in the beginning though, like, it's like, oh, that's not me. It's that pride thing, right? It's like, oh, I've fixed that before, or that's not me. That's other people, right? You want to put the blame on other people, yeah. Other things, other reasons, or what I mean. And it took me to realize, and even people call me out on myself. My wife, for instance, I mean, God bless her soul. Sometimes she has to call me on my crap.
Yeah.
That's what they're there for. Like, hey, you're doing this again. Oh man, sometimes I don't really like that answer. But then I gotta kind of, and just, think about it, and come back and, regroup. And
yeah, I find myself doing that a lot, where and as I get older, I recognize that more within myself. But it's like, I'll get angry at something that somebody says or something that somebody does just because of my pride, and then it's like you walk away and you go in the other room and you think about it and you're like, oh, all right. Like, yeah, that was dumb of me, and then you got to walk back in there and just with your tail between your legs
Yeah.
kind of thing. But
Yep.
yeah,
Kind of suck it up a
yeah,
bit, yeah.
yep. Yeah, but that pride thing's huge, man. And that's a huge part of mental health too, is letting shedding that pride and being aware that you need to that things aren't always perfect, and that you need to figure out what to do sometimes to make it right, because we all need a little bit of help sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes even like with us men, there is a stigma when it comes to men, being prideful when it comes to our mental health, because what does the society look at? It's like, us men, we're strong, and like like you guys talked on the last episode, is like we're supposed to be strong and not show our emotions or our mental health.
Right.
Or,
we're hunters and we're protectors and we're, and it's like, yes, that's true, but we're also human. We're also, we feel emotions just like everyone else. And
yeah. So I mean, like, it's a work in progress for me.
Well, yeah, for all of us, man, for all of us. But I respect your hustle, man. Your mental hustle is cool. So this question, we kind of talked about this a little bit before we went live, but this question is really this show is really about reflection and growth. And so this question is not to bring up past trauma, to relive it or to rehash those feelings or anything, but take me as far as you would like to go into your probably one of your most darkest times mentally, just to kind of set the stage so that we can go forward from that.
And like, it's crazy how, like, everything that I think about is always stems from my childhood, right? Because I'm not saying my childhood was like, all hell, right? I mean, there were good parts too, but a lot of it was, not the best. And a lot of times were, as the oldest child, I'd, be the leader of my other siblings, and the protector, right? And my it was really hard for me to my mom get physically abused by her boyfriends, and me having to watch that and not be able to do anything about it, rough on me. And so so that was my darkest times, is watching that, and normalizing the addiction part, and as a child. And so now the only thing to do is break those cycles, right? And so today I'm kind of hardcore family and my other kids, just because I don't want that cycle to continue. So the only way to stop that cycle is to break it, right? So, but yeah, those dark times, and I can still remember, plain as day, of all those times, right? And not being able to do anything about it, but to run and call the police, or chase after them with a knife, or what I mean. And it's sad. It was rough on me, and nobody really realizes that, and so
yeah. So wow. So what was that like? What at what age did you realize that, or so at what age did that stuff stop happening? You know what I mean? At what age could you start to deal with it, without having to, at what age could you deal with it moving forward from it without having to actually continuously deal with it in the present? You know what I mean?
Well, so basically, I went into a foster home, after all those moving around and all that stuff. So basically 5th grade. So from 5th grade to my senior foster home.
Okay.
And so when I got out of that situations from, I don't even know how old you are when you're in 5th grade. not right now. I don't.
Like
I should.
like 11, maybe 12, like 11, 12.
Yeah. So before that, those were the darker days, right? And so after that, you know, people I was living with weren't doing those type of things. The experiences I was having after that, I wasn't in that stuff. I was, and I wasn't getting the counseling I was supposed to be getting at that time, but I wasn't experiencing the things that I was experiencing, you know, before that. So yeah, and so it was a totally different lifestyle, and so yeah, I got away from it. And like I said, I don't blame my mother, you know, or my dad really, because but they did play part of some of my history, and so like obviously, right, and so um it you know, it hurts a little bit right here, and so like right now I'm trying to work on it up here, and it's yeah.
So did you like, what was that like after when you were in foster homes? Like, what was that like at school and stuff? Like, did you feel like your life was like, did you feel like isolated or an outcast because of the things that were going on at home, or did you feel like you could fit in at school and stuff? And
So I felt like the outcast because I wasn't living with my parents, right? There were lots of beneficial things. I've done lots of fun stuff. I was able to play sports like I wanted to. Some of the crucial parts of my life when I was playing sports was, you know, I was playing football, and so like, you know, homecoming, I wasn't able to give the flowers and the balloons to my parents. You know what I mean? That was rough because you give them to, you know, you know what I mean? And like that was rough. So there was those bits and pieces, you know, and there's those times throughout foster homes where, you know, I would think about my parents and think about the what ifs, and think about the like, what if this wouldn't have happened, or what if was it my fault? You know, because a lot of times, like when this type of stuff happens, you start thinking it was your fault. You know, you start thinking, hey, what did I do? Was it my fault? And so, um, yeah, it took a lot of time. It took a long time. I feel like the outcome, but I got accepted eventually, you know, to this buddy, and yeah. So
yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool that you were able to do some of the things, you know, like sports and all that stuff. Like, what sports did you play?
I played football. I wrestled.
Okay.
I was a two-time state champion wrestler, and I led.
Beautiful.
I lettered all 4 years in wrestling, and lettered all 3 years in football, and then I did track and baseball.
Okay. Beautiful. I love sports, man. I love sports.
I liked basketball, but it was during wrestling, and so I had a hard time with both because you had to be you had to be either one or the other. So
so let's man, I could go on forever just about how on point you are with knowing what you're doing, what you're dealing with, and knowing how to get through it, or knowing like, this is what I went through as a kid, and like this is how it made me feel, and this is what I did to, like, you're so mentally aware, man, and it's just it's really awesome, you know. I really enjoy talking to you about this stuff. Let's switch gears a little bit now, and let's talk about, because this show's about triumphs too. It's not just about the struggles. You know, I like to raise people up, because we all go through hard times, and then to be able to persevere through that and to accomplish great things is really awesome. And so, what would you say is one of your biggest triumphs in life, just in general?
I mean, you said in the beginning of the show, man, I would say family, man. Like, I for a long time, you know, I wanted a family that I could raise and have together, and just to raise my own kids, to raise my own sons or daughters. I got blessed with, you know, boys. So right now I'm raising a 2-year-old at 45 years old, 44 years old. So I won't, when he's 18, I'll be 60. when he graduates, he'll be dad.
Yeah. Yep.
No, but no, just raising my family. Having a house on my own, having the stuff I need. Uh, just being blessed with the stuff I need, and just being a family
Mhm.
man and like giving back.
Yep.
That's my biggest triumph, and helping people out, man. That's
Awesome.
that's all you can do, right?
That's cool. You're so humble. You're so humble, man. It's awesome. Yeah, I think that that's all that's all you can ask for at the end of the day, is just to have a good family around you, and people that love you, and people that you can appreciate their presence and stuff. It's pretty I know that I'm blessed too, to have a loving family around me too. So,
Yeah.
congratulations
Well,
on that, man.
thanks, man. I appreciate
Um,
it.
how did the struggles that you've went through? I know we talked about this a lot, but if you could
That's
sum
fine.
it up into words, just how did the perseverance through the hard times shape your path to be successful like you are today, and to have the head on your shoulders that you do?
Oh man, that's kind of a hard question, dude. I struggle, man. I struggled a lot. Like I never thought, I never thought it was going to end, or I didn't think it was, basically I had hit rock bottom, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, before I could, I had to go, I went up. And that's a lot of times like what I explain to everybody is, if you're going through hard times, you have to hit your bottom before you can climb your top, man. And it's not everything's peaches and cream, like I'm like, my people are like, oh, I have people come up to me, or like I've even had back in the past, like jealous family members, like, oh, you got this stuff. I'm like, dude, I had to work for it. Like, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
just buy all this stuff like yesterday. It took time, man. I ain't rich, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and so like just pushing through, and just being the humble guy I am, and just just slowly progress, and like there's always going to be, it's not, like I said, it's not going to always be perfect. Like I told you guys the last episode, I was like, it's one crap storm to the
Uh-huh.
next, right? And like that's what it is. I mean, it's good, and then it's to the storm, and good, and
Yeah. Sometimes maybe
yeah, and
good, sometimes maybe shit, like.
yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is, man. And yeah, that's why everybody, like, and they're like, when I have some people be like, when's it going to be good? Because it's always
Yeah.
bad, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, I was like, just trust, it's going to be good. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Just
Yeah.
give it some time,
Well,
man.
and that makes you
So,
appreciate the good times more, when you
oh
have
yeah,
those bad times, and then you can look back and be like, man, that really sucked. Like this, like I feel like I notice that the most when I'm not appreciating my good times. When I downplay something that's good that's happening in my life, and I'm like, man, like, this is awesome. Why aren't you more excited about this? It could be
yeah,
like that. Remember that
yeah,
shitty day? Like, and so
yep,
that's
yeah,
important too, is just remembering,
yeah,
like, you can always, it can always be worse, it can always be better,
oh
but
yeah,
it's a lot easier for it to be worse.
yeah. That's funny that you say that, because and I think it's a lot of people, not just me and you, but I mean, because but yeah, like there's times where, I don't know why everybody else is having fun. This ain't that fun, but like there could be worse things that I could be doing
Yeah. Like
or happening.
yeah, like even with small talk at times, like at a party or at somewhere, get-togethers and this and that. Like I sometimes I'm like, man, what is wrong with me? Like I don't get from small talk what other people do. Other people enjoy the
Mhm.
shit out of it sometimes, and I'm just like, man, like, but I'm trying, because I'm trying to put myself out there, and not be uncomfortable all the time and stuff. But it's just like,
Well,
it could be
sometimes,
worse. It could be
yeah,
worse.
sometimes though it's like, well, it's the difference too between an introverts
Mhm.
and extroverts, right? You know, I'm kind of like, for me, I'm kind of boisterous a little bit, you know what I mean? Like I'll go to a stranger and talk to somebody, right? Um, and then there will be an introvert to where they don't really speak until spoken to, right? Yeah. And so me as a person, I'll be like, why isn't this guy
Yeah.
talking? Is there something wrong with
Yeah.
me? Is this like,
And then me, I'm sitting there looking at you while you're thinking that.
like,
I'm sitting there looking at you like, I hope this guy doesn't come talk to me. Like, I know him and we're homies, but I don't want to fucking talk to anybody right now. I'm chill. Like, it's so weird
yeah.
to how everybody just has a different mentality about things like that. But being an introvert is
Mhm.
so hard, man. I wish
Yeah.
I was more outgoing at times for sure.
Well, you know what the thing is too. I actually, the funny thing, I'll tell you the story. Like, I had a friend that actually was a introvert, and I just hung out with him like for 3 months. Bro was an extrovert in no time. Like, he was just like, yeah, he was like seriously self-hidden, just all
Uh-huh.
closed minds,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know what I did to him. Like, bro, you need to talk more, man. Come on, like, and he finally just. And I wasn't trying to embarrass him or anything, but like, I mean, you only live once.
Yeah.
That's the way I think. You know what I mean? And not everybody thinks like me, right? But like, you only live once. Like, let's enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like,
you rubbed off on it,
So
man. You spread the joy and
yeah.
the
And,
happiness
and
and
then I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done
yeah,
that.
yeah. You're like, this guy won't shut up.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. So,
um,
but
yeah, awesome. So do you have any I know I have quite a few self-care routines that I not
oh yeah.
religiously like daily I'll do, but do you have any self-care routines that help you kind of keep everything held together?
Yeah. So I do a few things. So to anybody that's spiritual, like, I read my daily Bible every morning. I also go to gym, uh, trying to make it more like 3 times a week. I also am trying to, and I've been talking to you about this. I'm trying to get into my mind maybe some music going on. Uh, what I'm feeling inside when it comes to mental health, and when it comes to the people that need to be heard, that I can express through music. And that's another outlet, and it may not be right now, but it's brewing up there. But meanwhile, I'm singing like karaoke. I love music. I don't care if it's somebody else's song. I sing it, right? I sing. I love it, and it just music. Like, anyway, it brings something that makes me feel good, right? It makes me feel good, and you know, and I don't, and I know you know what I'm talking about, and your boy B, I know, and Alex, I know all you guys know what I'm talking about. People that don't know what I'm talking about, like, it's some type of release, an endorphin release, just like the gym, man. It makes me feel,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so
What
that's what I do.
that's really cool. That's really cool. When did you first have the thoughts of doing like expression through music?
Well, I've always it's funny. So I've always sang like karaoke and stuff. I've started singing a few years and years back. Started in the bar, right? Trying to serenade my wife, right?
Yeah.
And then I just started practicing and I don't know, man. It just made me start doing it. It's some type of, it's some I I don't know. It's just the way I feel, I guess. It's the way expressing the way I feel. Um, because some people don't know how to express the way they feel, and or some people express the way they feel
Mhm.
differently. And I think music's the best way to express the way you feel. And yeah.
That's awesome, man. Wholeheartedly support that for sure, and I give you all the encouragement, man, to do whatever you got to do to express yourself musically. That's so cool. Even karaoke. Yeah, dude, I'll go fucking sing karaoke with you sometime, man. That would be fun.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, the hardest thing though, dude, is like my hardest thing is like the fear of rejection. What my music don't sound good enough. That's that mental
Mm-hmm.
struggle that I deal with. Is like, what if it doesn't sound right? What if I'm not good enough? What if people don't like what I say? What the what ifs.
Man,
You know?
I've been performing for years, and I still 2 nights ago I walked into the venue and I was nervous, and I was immediately when I got in there, I'm looking around to find who's going to be judging me, and like and you just got to stop all of that and just know like it doesn't matter like that's kind of what I was talking about. I talked about that a bit in the first episode about if you look for your value in the opinion of others, you're never going to be happy with what you find, because somebody's always going to have a bad opinion about you. And so like, who cares what other people think? Go out there, express yourself however you want to express yourself. And if somebody hates it, then they probably have a problem expressing themselves,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All
right, we're about done here. Let's see. I got one more question for you. We advocate for mental health here. What I encourage everybody to advocate for something. What is it one thing that you could say that you advocate for in your life? Whether it be, giving back to the community or mental health or, anything.
I definitely get back to community into that, right? But like the people that don't know what mental health is, I what mental health was for a while. Obviously, I'm still seeking, seeking answers. And what I could tell you is if you have a loved that has mental health issues and that you think you don't understand, maybe take a second look at it and then take a second look at yourself, and maybe you're struggling too, because for a long time, my wife still struggles, and I kind of brushed that off. I brushed it off. I was like, like whatever, you'll get over it, blah blah blah, and pretty much I was a douchebag, right? And as a husband, and I didn't know how serious it was, and now that I deal with my own mental struggles, like, it gives me look at it. So, like, if you're struggling, and if your significant other or you're struggling, man, really, really pay attention to what they're saying. Really listen to what they, because that's mental health is a serious thing.
And it's easy to just overlook other people, like, oh, this guy's just having a bad day, or maybe she, something, whatever. But like a lot of people deal with a lot of real shit, and they don't know how to get it out or how to ask for help. And that's, I think, one of the biggest things and biggest problems that we have as a society is that people don't ask for help. You just people just pretend like they're okay until it's too late. And that's such an important thing to remember, is just take a second look. I love that, man. I think that's beautiful advice for people. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave with the people before we get you out of here and get you back with your family?
No, I just would want to say a shout out to you. Thank you for having me on your show. Thanks for anybody and everyone came in here and supported Rizal and I here on the show. Hopefully look forward to maybe some other future maybe shows, and looking forward get out to his to Rizal's Give Back in McMinnville. If you're in the area, come support him, man. Just get some backpack, some full of school supplies, and or some money. It's not that money. Bring your kids. It's family love. Yep. So let's show some love.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you, man. And Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on today and opening up. I know it's super hard to be vulnerable,
Yeah.
and that's really what we're trying to change here, you know. And so I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man.
I appreciate you too, Riz. Hey, you guys all have a good one, man.
Yeah. You too, buddy. Take care.